going right now. Hey, everybody. Super Fast Tortoise won't be streaming today, so figure we would do a stream because we're so used to being on his stream. Anyway, I got Lone Wolf here with me. We may have other people join in. But how you been doing, Lone Wolf?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Getting ready to do my afternoon stream and then my night stream. But yes, hope everybody's having an awesome day. But anyway, so what have you been up to, Lone Wolf?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Brawl on Arena and making some people frustrated.
Making people frustrated. You wouldn't be Lone Wolf if you didn't do that.
Nope.
Anyway, how have you been making people frustrated?
Well, believe it or not, it's not land destruction this time.
What?
It's a mill, and I use a card called Altar of the Brood, and usually milling people between 10, from apparently 10 to about 80 cards in one setting. People don't care for that.
Wow. Well, you know what they are, but you know what they're saying. Exactly. Dag blanket. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that or not. Well, we had somebody jump in and they left. Oh, well.
That's because I said mill. People don't like the word mill.
No, they don't. I mean, it is magic. I mean, it is one of the mechanics in magic.
Yeah, it's probably one of the more saltier things, but that's fine. It's only Arena.
True. I like mill and I'm a paper form myself. I like the mill ability. Just like that's one reason why I got the Mothman pre-con when it came out. Because it really spoke to me. So how do you decide what to buy when you go to a LGS for a pre-con? How do you decide what pre-con to get?
Well, at first it was anything tokens. If it made tokens, that'd be something I would grab. But lately, what I do is I look up the pre-con deck list just to see what's in the deck, and then I basically decide if that's something I want to try to build or if I want to even use pieces in another deck for it.
Oh, interesting. Well, the way I decide on pre-cons, if I go to the LGS to buy a pre-con, I just look at the cards and see if the cards if it's just something that I want to try to do, and when I do that, it's just it speaks to me, and it's like if it's something kind of hard to explain, but a deck just speaks to you to where you just want to buy it and try it.
Yep, that's the best way too.
Yeah, I mean they're Wizards, the Wizards of the Coast. They got so many cards out there nowadays. You can upgrade or build any kind of deck that you want. That's one thing I like about the game.
Yeah, there's just so like you're saying, there's just so many different cards and different combinations that a person can come up with. You just never know what you can build.
Yep. I mean, would you ever consider going CEDH? Bracket 5?
I think the highest I'm gonna go is 4. Like, to me, I want to play longer than one turn.
Okay. I'd have to agree with you there. I mean, I'd rather play bracket 4 and under, even pre-con level. I have so much fun with pre-cons, especially if they're a strong pre-con like the Turtles. Now, don't get me wrong. Yeah, the Turtles are universes beyond, but That deck is just so fun to play.
Yeah, I can agree with you, even though mine's not the Turtle Precon anymore.
Yeah, true. Now, if you had do you like the Universes Beyond or in universe, or does it not matter?
It most generally, I would rather see in universe, but I can't say I don't like Universes Beyond because obviously I love the turtles.
Interesting. Yeah, I myself, I just like Magic cards in general. Magic cards is just, I mean, new cards, new mechanics. I always find that interesting to learn because, every time they come out with a new mechanic, it's always interesting to see how that mechanic works and if that mechanic works with pre-existing mechanics. Because if the Universes Beyond mechanics works with the in-universe mechanics, then I think that's, pretty good. And so that's what I look forward to, with these Universes Beyond. And go ahead.
The one mechanic I'm really interested to see how far it'll last is the paradigm mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think it's those paradigm mechanics. It's pretty good, especially since they're put on lessons. And if you're playing, standard or one of the arena formats, except for I think Brawl, you can throw those paradigms in your sideboard, play an older card that lets you learn, and you can pull those out of your sideboard. That is, pretty interesting, and it's awesome that that it will work with the older mechanics such as Learn, which is an old Strixhaven mechanic. Learn is an old Strixhaven mechanic. I think that's when we first got the Learn card. It was in the original, Strixhaven when we first went to Strixhaven.
Yeah, there were some good learn and lesson cards from Strixhaven.
Well, we got us somebody else joining with us. We got Tibalt's Apprentice. What's up?
Good morning.
Yeah, we were just talking about the mechanics, how we're liking the mechanics of these cards and commander decks, how we decide what to buy when we go to LGS on pre-con, stuff like that.
Okay.
What makes, when you go to LGS, what makes you decide what pre-con to buy if you go to LGS to buy a pre-con?
So the thing that I'm looking for is cheap. if they got anything on the budget rack, anything that's not going to cost anything that I may have missed or overlooked is one of the first things that I'm going for. But the other thing is if it fits in my wheelhouse, if it's something that I like, if it's zombies, if it's wizards, if it's something tribal like that, those are the cards and things that speak to me the most. Things like a great example is the Doctor Who stuff. I had little to no interest in it. I love Doctor Who. I don't watch it regularly or religiously, but like it just those look like they were beyond me and stuff. So I wasn't going to try to pilot any of those.
Yeah. Well, I did buy the Tamawami deck, and oh man,
that's ambitious.
Yeah, being new, sort of still kind of new to Commander when I bought it. Oh man, it was very difficult to pilot.
Yeah, I'm old at Magic, and I'm still thinking it's too much for me.
Yep. All right. Do you like in universe or Universes Beyond, or does it matter when you get cards for a deck?
I prefer in-universe stuff. I don't care though. It's there's no point in fighting it. Universes Beyond is here. It does feel putting to me. But having said that, I just added some Spider-Man stuff to my deck because my Worth the Raid Mother deck, because it was, I know it's not Goblin, but well, I guess Green Goblin kind of fits in there. But no, it wasn't Goblin cards. But it takes me out a little bit, seeing hot dog carts and pizzas on there takes it out. But you know what? If other people are having fun with it, I don't care. I'm just worried about what the cards do these days.
And I'm looking forward to I mean, to me, it doesn't matter as long as the mechanics work with other sets.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but Spider-Man didn't. Oh, I got choked there. Spider-Man was a good set. However, it did not have any synergy with it, and it did not have any synergy with the in-universe cards, which to me made it a bad set. Don't get me wrong, I like Spider-Man. That's why I say it's a good set. And every bad set always has a few good cards in it, no matter how bad it is.
Pretty much. I was going to whip out my my Spider-Man wallet. I'm a fan of Spider-Man. I don't have any pants on though, so maybe that's a little bit too much to share. But shorts are on anyhow. But yeah, when it comes to that stuff, the biggest thing that feels, well, I can't even complain too much or about the out of universe stuff or the universes beyond, because I had my wife build me that whole deck that was Stranger Things. And she only used the Stranger Things Secret Lair cards, and I know there are in-universe variations, but she built it to the Stranger Things theme by using nightmares and creatures like that would have filled it out. But yeah, that entire deck is constructed with the Universe Beyond stuff in it. So yeah, it's just a matter of what I don't like you said, though, I don't like it when the mechanics don't translate, or they rename mechanics that do the same thing. That just leads to more confusion. So I think sometimes it feels like those things are kind of shoehorned into the Magic universe, and that's what I don't like or have a problem with.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But I forgot my next question. But all right, Lone Wolf, out of the sets that's been released this year, what is your favorite set?
Well, that's a tough one because two of the pre-cons. One was the Parcel of the World Seed out of Edge of Eternities. I loved the Edge of Eternity set with all the station stuff. But I gotta say the Turtle set's probably, if it's not number one, it's tied for number one because with the crazy stuff that's going on with it.
What about you, Tybalt?
So for me, I haven't bought that much stuff this year. I haven't gotten excited enough to buy. I mean, I bought stuff here and there to sell or to get rid of. As far as, I actually think Edge of Eternities was one, and I was actually going to bring that up because that's a set that, while it's in universe, kind of felt like it was shoehorned in, but I wound up liking it better than I thought I would. And then I have to go back a little bit further to say that I am just now starting to appreciate Duskmourn.
Wow.
It's taken that long for me to settle in with the cards and find the usefulness. And a couple of decks that I've been playing actually recently on Arena have I've developed an appreciation for that. Like now I'm wanting to go back and get more. I keep looking over here because this is where my product is. I keep thinking, I need to go over there and get some more Duskmourn stuff. I need to fill that in and stuff.
Yeah, I really liked Duskmourn. I mean, it was such a great set. But for this year, I'd also have to say the Turtles was good. Because even in Arena, the Turtle cards played pretty dang on good.
Yeah.
But so far my favorite set is the set that just dropped. Because we have those new mechanic called Paradigm, where you cast it, and then after you cast it, if it doesn't get countered, you can recast it every single turn.
Yeah.
And those Paradigm cards, yeah, they cost a lot to cast, but once you get them cast, you're set.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I have not got a lot of those. I'm just starting to explore that. And there's one in my Gruul deck that's I can't think of it now. It's the red card that lets you go 4 deep and put the creatures on the board.
The red one.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me look at.
I know the red one lets you put mana value 4 or less.
Yeah.
On the battlefield.
Let's
That's
see.
the capstone.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
The capstone. Yeah, the capstone. It's so good. I built a Cryptolith deck with that card, and all it is just Boros burn.
Oh man.
It has no creatures in it, and it has some creature removal in it, a board wipe, and the rest of it is nothing but burn. You just keep hitting your opponents, and it actually wins. And I have milled myself out with that card because every time it goes to fetches, the other cards that come along with that will go into exile. Well, I have played one game where I built myself out, and my very last card was a burn spell, and it killed my opponent.
Oh, nice. Improvisation capstone. That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Such a great card. I like all of them, all the Paradigm cards, because they're all pretty good.
I have yet to play any of these in person or in real life. Have you? So you're playing that one. Do you pretty much play standard, or do you play any historic?
Last night on my last night stream, I played some historic.
Okay.
But it was from a deck that I got from another content creator that I watch.
Mm-hmm.
And this deck was rocking.
Cool.
But I mostly play standard, but sometimes I'll dabble into the historic.
Okay, I just wondered because lately, since I'm playing the Gruul stuff right now, the capstone I think could be Gaia's Blessing. Of course, I was going to say is the thing that would always protects me from milling out. You know, that if it gets milled for any reason from the top of the library into the graveyard, it puts the whole graveyard back in. I always throw a couple of those in there, but you can't use that in standard. So, yeah.
Well, and not only that, you don't mill. It does not mill. It exiles.
Mm.
So that will not work.
Oh, that will not work. Yeah. Oh, nope. Good point. Good
idea, but it won't work.
Poorly executed. Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. Well, that's the problem. I get in the bad habit too of playing too much arena and not reading the cards. I just see what they do, and I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't read which not always, but I mean, I don't read the card or whatever. You'll just jump in and start using it, and you don't have to worry about those triggers and all those other things that you do in real life and stuff. So that makes it. That's why I don't like, or I don't say that. That's why I say arena isn't real Magic. It is, sort of.
I mean, it is, but it also is not.
Yeah.
Because there is an algorithm that it does follow. Therefore, by following that algorithm, you do not actually. But it seems like it's not a real game.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of the mental load off of the game, at least for me. At least that's how I think of it. I can shortcut things and I can play. And I don't necessarily know that that's good because it does lead to a place where you're going to get to the LGS and maybe somebody's going to point out, like I said, like, that's not how that works, or that's not working quite. Like, ooh, you're right. So you should definitely be open to that.
Yeah, that's one thing I do find useful in Arena is if you want to test cards out, with the exception of Marvel, unfortunately. If you want to test out cards, you can get the cards on Arena. Then once you get them on Arena, you can make your little standard deck, play those cards to see how those cards actually work.
Yeah.
And then once you figure out how that card works, then if you want to get that card, go get it in paper.
That's right. Buy singles at that point. Because honestly, man, I couldn't even imagine how much my collection on Arena is worth if I'd had that in paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way I've got 4 copies of One Ring.
Right.
Heck, even the cheaper cards like Cyclonic Rift, I've got one of those. I just actually pulled that out of my store because I wanted to actually save it. It's like, I don't want to have to ship this in the mail for $40. I'm just going to set this off to my side and start collecting and actually start building some cards of value.
Yeah. I mean, some of these cards, I just enjoy, getting new cards, exploring the mechanics, seeing how they work so much. I find that very fun. That's another reason why I enjoy the early access streamer events that Wizards keeps inviting me to. Thank you, Wizards, for allowing me to do that.
Very cool. What about you, Lone Wolf? When you build mostly in paper, right?
I do both paper and Arena. On Arena, I'm known for crashing the servers, if that says anything.
You know what? In paper, you're known for crashing games too.
Make all fitting, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the funny thing is, I guess I see your point. I do a lot, but the funny thing is on Arena, what I like to do, I built a deck. It's 250 cards. It has the paradigms. It has a card called Scale Soul Gnome. Whenever you play a card from exile, you conjure a copy of it.
Okay.
What I've been doing lately against people is I've been trying to see how many cards I can put in both players' libraries by conjuring up. And I've done it to the point where both of us had over like 1,500 cards in our decks.
Wow.
And the game gets so laggy, I could probably walk to New York and back by the time it gets done loading the triggers.
Wow.
That's crazy. So it conjures into both libraries, huh?
So what I like to do, okay, so there's like a 4 million card process to this. I have to have stuff that doubles and triples the triggered abilities, which is what I use the Scale Soul Gnome for, and then I use stuff like the Red Paradigm or stuff that lets you, like, what is that card that makes a food but it puts it in exile? There's different stuff that puts cards into exile and you can cast from exile.
Okay.
So what I like to do is copy like the enchantments or whatever that copies the triggered abilities. I make like 10 or 15 of those. So then when I use the Scale Soul Gnome and whatever exiles, it makes like 100 to 200 copies into your hand.
Oh.
So I let that go back into my graveyard, shuffle my graveyard, and then there's a card called Juggle the Performance.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I sit there and do that over and over again. So they get stuff like the paradigms, they get the doubling seasons. And it's hilarious.
I think you're ready to take over as Tibble's apprentice because that just sounds evil, dude.
Yep. What's up, Torres?
Yikes. Good luck
Yeah.
with that, sir. I don't envy you one bit. Well, I envy the new place or whatever. I don't envy the packing and unpacking, though.
Right. Yeah, we're just doing this, Tortoise, and hanging out until you come back. We are missing you, Tortoise.
No, not so much. He's gunning for your job, dude. He's gunning for your show. You're going to lose. He's making me sign a contract.
Yeah, I'm still expecting that contract back.
Well, I hope you guys had a smooth move, as easy as it could be, at least.
Yep. But, I mean, there's several ways that I build my decks. I mean, the way I build my decks is first off, try to figure out what I can break. What can I break? What can I, in an arena, what can I break? What kind of combos can I come up with? And,
for me, I'm going to say that I try to find what I can improve. I'm not good at innovating or coming up with stuff, but I feel like I can excel when it comes to tweaking things. Just finding that one card and stuff. I don't know that I excel at that either. That's where I'm most comfortable, though.
Yeah. One time when I was doing the early access, I took an old deck, I revamped it with deck only needed like one card. So I put one card in it of the new set. And I played it against another content creator. I beat them. And when I beat them, they got mad because I beat them on early access. But it did have a new card. It did have a new card in it.
Yeah. That's.
I'm not going to call that content creator out or anything like that. But sometimes a older deck only needs one card to make it function better.
Yeah. Exponentially, it can increase the usefulness for sure. Just one at a time. That's it. Well, it's the best way to do it anyhow, I think, because if you make too many changes, you can either dilute what you're doing, or you're not going to know which one is actually making the impact.
Correct. But yeah, he got mad, and I'm like, geez.
Do you think you wounded his ego, or is it just that he was frustrated with the way the game went?
A little bit. I think it was a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Because he's a little bit bigger than me.
Well, that's what keeps it interesting as far as that goes. If you win every single game, then what's the point to it, right?
Right.
I think that's where the fun and excitement comes in, if you can pull that last minute off, that last minute victory. But on the other side of that, if you're losing all the time, that doesn't feel too good either. So got to find that balance.
But that's what, in early access, that's what that's all about is, some of these new cards to discover what they can do, what they are about, and to showcase the cards to viewers.
Yeah.
And the only set that I have a problem with is actually the Marvel cards. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Marvel fan, I like the Marvel, but we're not going to get the digital copies of the cards. And the issue is, since we do not get the digital copies of the actual cards, there's a lot of investigation that has to go on there.
Mm-hmm.
And with the investigation, that's where the content creator tries to showcase these cards, and they have to figure out what Owen Path card is what Marvel card. Yeah. And not only that, if they drop the Owen Path cards like they did with the Spider-Man set, that's going to hurt the content creator because they have to do that investigation, see what cards are what. then the way they did it with the Spider-Man is they dropped all the Omnipath cards in one day.
Oh,
Yes, they spoiled the cards. All right, here's a Marvel card. Next day, here's a Marvel card. Then finally, the very last day, boom, here's all the Omnipath cards.
Oh, that's not cool. That's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one reason why against the Marvel cards. I mean, it's not really against the Marvel cards. It's against the way they drop the cards. Now, when these next Marvel sets come out, they'll do another Omnipath because no digital copies of Marvel again.
Yeah.
But if they will drop a Marvel card, drop an Omnipath card at the same day, people can see, all right, this is the digital copy, this is the paper copy.
Yeah.
That will make it a lot better on their creators. That might actually boost the sales.
So I'm wondering what prevented them from doing that the first time, whether they just didn't think about it. Because it seems like you would want to show both. Like, here's what it is in universe, and here's what it is universe beyond. I wonder if they didn't do that because they felt somehow that it was going to take away from the glamour, the shine of the Marvel set. But that would be the perfect way to do it is, put both cards up on the screen. So, this is what you're looking for here. I would be more likely, I think, to buy the card if I recognized the in-universe abilities and like, oh, well, I'm going to get this and I'm going to go out and get the Spider-Man stuff because I want to play this in paper. It just seems like it would be more of a need there, but who knows? I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I think the issue with that is it's two sets. To be a two-set drop. They're afraid they might confuse people with the two-set drop.
People might go to the store looking for Omnipaths.
Right. And I mean, I can understand that from their point of view about the two-set drops, but it's still a two-set drop. But one set is being dropped all at once while the other one is being slowly spoiled.
Yeah, that's too much. That gets too overwhelming to do all that.
Yep. And another problem I have with Marvel is I just wish they had gotten all the I's and T's dotted before they even came into the agreement of doing the Marvel. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I do like Marvel, but if they can't get it digital form, then people that's playing Arena cannot enjoy the cards because they do not know what cards are in paper.
Yeah.
Because some people, I would imagine, will want to see they see the card, they want to test the card, and they can test that card on Arena. But if they don't know what that card is on Arena, how can they test it? Because let's take two cards, for one black and green, for example. Both of them are one black and green. Both of them are Marvel. Then you get two Omnipath cards or that cost the same. How do you know which is which? That is my point. That's my train of thought on the Marvel.
Yeah. And when it comes to it, I don't have the time to look all those things up or whatever. Mm-hmm. So to be honest, I've been shortcutting stuff by going to like ChatGPT and just asking, like, you know what, I want to play this card here. What's the card that does it? And it'll tell me, what the equivalent card is, and then I got to go hunt it down. I don't have the time to spend with all these sets that are dropping and with everything else going on. I don't have the time that I had when I was in my 20s to, loaf around and do all this stuff. There's too much life happening right now, so I don't have time for all that. Speaking of which, I need to step away for just 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okey-doke. I mean, what do you think about about the Marvel set? Lone Wolf?
Personally, I'm not. Like you said, they did it all wrong when it comes to releasing the card so people can know what it is. Like personally, I don't care for it. Like if it's not going to be the same card as it is on paper, I don't see why even bother printing it, to be honest. Because you want to have it fair for both parties, not just Arena have a specific card, or even though Alchemy's a different subject entirely, people don't get that either. But I just feel like it should have been more fair just to have the one across both instead of Almond Pass, Marvel. It's just making everything confusing.
I understand that. I mean, I just wish. I mean, if they're going to do it, I mean, I understand that they cannot make the digital copies. I understand why and everything. I'm fine with that. But don't drop all the cards on the path cards all at the same time, because it makes it so difficult to figure out what is what. But then, that's my issue with it. I mean, I hope the best for Marvel. I hope it does not flop like Spider-Man did. But it's just, I just hope that it does. I'm just hope for Wizards of the Coast, that it sells better.
Oh, for sure.
Well, Wizards said that they sold pretty good, right?
Yeah, I still see Spider-Man cards at my LGSs quite a bit.
Yeah, and they seem to be kind of at rock bottom prices and stuff here too. So,
right.
Despite go ahead.
Sorry. I just wanted to say that I don't think Spider-Man was doing too particularly well, because here at Walmart, ever since the Spider-Man set came out, it was always sticking around on the shelves. It got bad enough they pulled it off the shelves here at Walmart.
Gee,
wow,
that's pretty bad if they're pulling them off that Walmart. I see you can still get a Spider-Man box for like $110. So that seems a little light for that, when Outlaws of Thunder Junctions is still, I guess the only thing you can get cheaper, at least looking at this website, is like Aether Drift. You can find that for $100.
Yeah. Well, Aether Drift was a kind of bad in-universe set. But like I always say, there's always good cards and bad sets
in there. Sure, yeah. But yeah, generally speaking, that's probably for any complaints that I have about Universes Beyond, which aren't many these days or whatever, but it's proof positive that in-universes sets can be stinkers too.
Yep.
Or just as bad or worse even. So yeah, I'm not sure what they were thinking with that Aether Drift. That's just doesn't feel. I don't know. I guess they're going for a wider audience, broader appeal. People that are into NASCAR or whatever, you know what I mean, that like the idea of vehicles and stuff. And I like those, but I would have wanted more things on theme, more keep with the fantasy setting. But, after they did Cyberpunk in, what do you call it, Kamigawa, all the gloves are off. They're anything can go. It's the Fortnite-ification of Magic.
Yeah. I mean, I like Kamigawa. I mean, I thought it was a good set.
Yeah, it was okay. It was good. Yeah. I would say no complaints. It felt a little funky, like I said, with it being Cyberpunk, but at least it was kept in the fantasy vein, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. Well, whatever.
Yeah, but when we went to Aether Drift, I was like, ugh. Bad cards.
Yeah, for sure. But I still enjoy the game, and and you know what the usual thing is, like, if you don't like the cards, don't play with them. That's it. It is problematic though, being a content creator, having to keep up with the standard stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say I don't envy your position being a primarily arena creator. You got to deal with them all and stuff. Since
Exactly.
I do commander content and other stuff, you know what I mean? I can step away if I don't want to lean too hard on what's going on down there or what set is in standard these days, but
Right.
you can't get away from it.
And there's been a problem with standard since the 3-year rotation. I mean, that's my this is just opinion.
That's your hot take.
Opinions. Yeah, this is just opinions. I mean, 3-year rotation. I mean, it's okay. I can handle the 3-year rotation. But the big issue that I'm having with standard is so many set drops. And they shrunk the sets because they're flooding, because they don't want to flood standard with so many cards.
Yeah.
But I think if flooding the standard is not the issue. The issue is so many sets. Because if they quit dropping so many sets, I think that would solve several issues. That would solve so many cards being in standard. That would solve so many drops being out there. And I think that if they dropped maybe 1 or 2 sets, if they removed those, I think that would help standard. I mean, keep the 3-year rotation. That's fine. But just stop dropping so many sets. But this is just, like I said, this is just my opinion.
Well, and I'm looking at it a little bit further and broader in the fact that give the designers a break.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can only do so much, or, creativity, you should be able to do anything. The sky is the limit. But being forced to put them into creating so many new things or renaming new things or renaming old things, you're going to run your design ragged, you know what I mean? And things are going to slip through that shouldn't be. And we've seen the amount of bans that have increased. And there's just going to be burnout, you know what I mean? Instead of designing, instead of crafting the game, they're just going to be rushing through. I imagine. I don't know. Not a creator. I mean, not a designer, but I can't imagine that on an individual level. I can't imagine that creativity is endless. You know what I mean? If you're forced to come up with new mechanics for every set, and you're doing 7 sets a year or whatever, that's a lot of stress.
Yeah. Well, there is, from what I heard, it's just a rumor that there is that they are trying to, the designers and employees of Wizards are trying to band together into a union and go up against Hasbro for making them crunch so much, because they're suffering from crunch time. But they had to have these sets out and done in a certain amount of time. It's like making a set one day, then having that set out the very next day, and then after that day they got to crunch in for another day, and it's like having 5 sets put out in a week.
Yeah.
And so much crunch time there, and they're and they working overtime to do it, not getting paid overtime hours to do it because they had to make that quota.
Yeah.
And Hasbro is forcing them to do that, and by that they're having issues with getting that done, and therefore they're trying to unionize to get what they should get. And I think if they do that, if that is true and they're doing that, that might open Hasbro's eyes to lay off Wizards and let them slow back down to where they can control Magic to get it back where it needs to be.
Take it off though once you're printing money. When you got that money flooding out of there, like how do you pull back from that? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's above my pay grade and stuff. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that. I'm just thinking the fact that when you look at how spoiler season goes and whatever, like when are we not in spoiler season? Because the second a set drops, they're immediately, sometimes it feels like even before the set drops, they're on to the next one and they're showing. And that happens with Secret Layers and with everything else too. It's just, yeah. But you know what I mean? We concentrate on the parts of the games that we play. So that's what we lean into, and that's the way we enjoy it. So,
I have stepped back and looked at, just looked at the game in general, and not as a content creator or a player, just, I have stepped back and just looked at the whole picture. It seems like to me, I mean, this is still opinionated. To me, it just seems like these designers are working like 365 days out of the year.
For sure.
And they have no break out of 365 days of a year. I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
If it's like that, I don't know. But it's just, to me, it just seems like that, with especially by how many sets that are dropping, how many mechanics they have to think of, how many designs they have to think of. I mean, it's like being flooded.
Yeah.
And another thing that I can bring up is look at the last scandal. Well, I guess you can call it a scandal that came up about the One Ring, how that artwork was stolen. And yeah, I've seen the pictures, and it does look like it. If it is, it is. If it ain't, it ain't. But it does look like it with a couple affirmations.
Sure enough.
But
everybody's feeling, like I said, we talked about the designers. I think even the artists, everybody involved with the game is being pushed to the limits and stuff too. Yeah.
And you can. Yeah,
I'm
you can.
sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I've got to bounce. I've got a call with a friend of mine overseas and stuff. We have talking about Magic content. We're looking to do. I'm looking to collaborate with somebody else. I don't want to say too much and stuff, but that will be coming up soon. I have to thank you so much for having me join you.
Appreciate you joining.
Good to talk to you.
Yep, you too.
I will talk to you guys later. I got to bounce.
Yep,
all right.
Bye.
But anyway, I mean, they just need to me, I think that they're being overworked. And I just think that they need to, do something about the game. I mean, Magic, Hasbro, they depend on money. Where do they get their money from? Get their money from the players. Without the players, they lose. And I think they needed to slow down and think of the players, think about their employees also, in order for the game to keep surviving. I'm not saying that Magic is dead. I'm not saying Magic is dying or anything like that. This, like I said, this is just opinions from what I believe, what I think, and that's just it. What are your thoughts, Lone Wolf?
That's just the regular Magic. You're not even including the people who work on Arena, because this week that we're going into, we have Alchemy spoilers.
Yeah.
So it's not just, and we just got Strixhaven not too long ago. So it's like to go from this into Alchemy into all this stuff. I wouldn't want to do that.
Right. I mean, there's just so much that these designers, artists, and all that has to deal with, and I don't see how they do it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they have a quota to meet and everything. I just don't see how they're doing it. I mean, it's just, to me, it just seems insane.
Right.
And I just wish that, that they would step back and look at the situation and understand, players are going to buy because they're going to see these sets are going to speak to them and everything. They're going to buy it. They're going to make money, but they're also could be forcing other people out and other money out that they could be making if they would just slow down.
Right.
Because I do think they're trying that they will force some people out, but take one person that quits Magic, there's always 5 people to take up one person's spot. But I understand that, and that's just the way business is. That's the way companies think about business. But eventually, once these newer players realize what's going on, they may end up crashing their game. I mean, that's just the way I think. Yeah, I'm a content creator. I do like playing Magic. I will always play Magic and everything. And I do care about the game and all that. I just wish they would, care about the game the way I do. And I feel like they don't care about the game the way I do. And I just wish they would just stop dropping so many sets. I mean, and like I said, this is just opinionated. And you can just take my word for, as a grain of salt. You have anything you want to add to that, Lone Wolf?
It's one of those things. It's kind of on the subject, but I also want to throw it in there with all this stuff. Like you said, with all these sets that are coming out and they're mass producing these sets and stuff. Don't hate a set until you try it. Like I'll give an example. And Tortoise is probably, when he gets back from his unpacking, he's gonna think I'm crazy. But when Turtles first came out, I was not sold on it. Like I was like, this is just gonna be one of those sets that toss to the side and not worry about it. But I'm glad to admit right now I was wrong on that one. You just got to give everything a fair chance,
Correct. Now, I was the same way about Turtles at first. But then then they said one commander deck. So I'm like, it's just a commander deck. Just one set, one commander deck. What the heck? If I don't like the cards, I just it's a deck and more cards that I can disassemble and use in other decks.
Right.
But Turtles, the Turtle Commander deck threw me for a loop. It's actually pretty good for a commander deck. And especially when I seen the lands in the Turtle deck. Lands are pretty sweet. I mean, yeah, there's a few lands in the deck that needs to come out in the pre-con to make that deck more viable. But it was still a pretty good pre-con for what it was.
It's one of their strongest land bases that they've made in a pre-con, in my opinion, if not the strongest.
Yeah, I agree. I just wish they would care about the in-universe sets as much as they did that set. I mean, yeah, they had to make their money because they had to pay the IP and the license and all that. It's understandable. But do your in-universe sets the same way. Care about your own stuff the same way.
Right.
Well, I guess we are going to go ahead and end the stream here. I appreciate you jumping on the stream here, Lone Wolf. And Dave Blackett told us, you got to come back soon. But anyway, we're going to jump on off of here. And I hope everybody has an awesome rest of your day. Is there anything you would like to say before we end the stream, Lone Wolf?
Well, thanks for having me on, and we had an awesome discussion today.
Yep. All righty, we're going to go ahead and jump off of here, and I hope everybody has you awesome rest of your day. Later, everybody. Y'all have a good one.